Hello, Sam Spence, Band of Brothers Martial Arts here in Bloomington, Illinois. Today we're going to be focusing a bit more on our motion with the stiff arm. And from that stiff arm motion, we're going to be getting a couple different angles. And my tripod just collapsed. Well, that's fun. All right, let's try it again. Maybe not. Hello, Sam Spence, Band of Brothers Martial Arts here in Bloomington, Illinois. We're going to continue with our aqua bag swinging drills. This time we're trying to focus on our pressures here so that we can fire our elbows. As you're hitting these elbows and whatnot, and the punches that we've been doing has all been close range with the upper body, okay? For this one, what we're going to be focusing on is we're going to be focusing on lower body options. I'm going to try and break this down into different angles because the angle is really the important part of this, right? So there's going to be options that as you're pressuring, you cut back on the 45 degrees to your advancing right. Then you have some that is you're dropping back, just sliding back on the 45 degrees to your advancing or retreating right. Then there's going to be some where you're going to be bouncing out on the 45 degrees to your retreating left. And then there's going to be a few options where you're sliding in and hitting your advancing on the left. So we'll try and start in two different segments. So this video, I'm hoping to get the advancing options, and the next video, I'll get the retreating options. So for your first options here, what we're going to be covering is from this position here like this. I'm trying to hide behind the aqua bag, but you know, you get it. So I've got my guard here. I'm doing my stiff arm. As I get to the point where I see an opening to do so, I step up on this foot as I'm changing the pressure. So this is coming out, I change my pressure. Right here, this foot is now the rear foot. So that lines up for a good shot, straight up for a round kick. So out, in, hit that shot there. Or you can do that same shot as a chopping kick to the leg. This comes out and then drop that shot in on top of the thighs there, right above the knees. Or as this comes through here like this, if they're still pressuring in super heavy, that's when the knee fires. You can also throw that as a round knee. So there's your first set, okay? So it's gonna be all attacks from this side. I'm gonna get this thing pressuring me. Actually, I'm gonna turn my back to the camera here. So I get this thing pressuring me here. And then as it's pressuring me, I come out this door and fire a kick. Out the door, fire a kick. Out the door, fire knee. Fire knee. Fire around knee. And fire that chop kick. So, as of right now, we've covered the switch kick. We've covered a switch knee, a couple different elevations to each. Next thing we're going to focus on is going to be stepping off on this right foot and then using the right foot. So on this last few, I've been stepping on the right and using my left. Now it's a plant and a pivot, okay? So I'm going to take this step here like this, I plant, and I'm going to immediately shift my weight and pivot into this right round kick, okay? So first options, as I'm backing up, step and plant, turn and pivot, follow with your right round kick, watch your guard, okay? If I do this, here, there, I'm wide open, right? So I've been doing such a good job at leading out, right? Keeping my stiff arm up. This is here. Now the second I need to shift my weight, my hand shifts. That's really important. Now, so your round kick, okay? You're bringing your round kick in. Obviously, you're not gonna ever just get a total back shot unless they're, you know, much worse than you. But ideally, you're gonna have their back, you can kick their legs out from under and that kind of fun stuff. So you've got your rear round kick. Oh, technically, it's now your lead round kick, but you've shifted your stance. So you have the shift, you have your plant, now you pivot, and now you round kick. you have your plant, pivot, and knee. And again, that knee, depending on range, can be a straight shot, can be a looping round shot, whatever you need to make that range work, whether you're hitting a bag, whether you're hitting a person. And then the last one is probably my favorite, is the plant, pivot, and stomp, right? So not necessarily the most sporting side of things, but as this is coming here like this, you plant, you pivot, and you hit that stomp. You're backing up, plant, stomp. Your pivot this time, instead of stepping, pivoting, and putting all your weight on this foot, your pivot has to stop midsection. I plant, I pivot, there's my stomp. You're obviously targeting their knees at this one. So we'll swing the ball. I'll try and get it from both angles this time. See what happens here. So I've got pressure, comes in, I plant, I pivot. There's your lead kicks. Pressure. Now we gotta do our plant pivot to the right kick. Pressures, plant pivot, right kick. Pressures, too soon. Pressure, plant pivot, right knee. Pressures, plant, pivot, stomp. I'll go from this side. Pressures in, I plant, I pivot, I round kick. Pressures in, I plant, I pivot, and I knee. Range dependent. And then I'm going to hit my pressure, plant, pivot, and stomp. So that's shooting off on the 45 degrees to your right, okay, as you're advancing. Now we're going to do 45 degrees to the left. First one you're going to be covering is the box step. Step and drop this leg back. So as your leg steps, you're pressuring, you're pressuring, you're pressuring. The second you get this foot on the outside of their line, or their track, this foot drops back with your box step, maintaining positioning here with your hand, and you fire that round kick. So I'm in this position here. As soon as I get my foot off their track, as I'm backing up, I drop this leg back, fire the round kick. Other option would be the right knee. Again, it's range dependent. So if this is coming at me here like this, I'm box stepping, I hit that knee, okay? So you have your round knee as well. Now, you also have, if you are, if you're catching them as they're heavy on this foot, you have a left sweep, okay? So as this is coming here like this, you pressure in, or they're pressuring in, excuse me. As they're pressuring in, you're getting your steps, hit your box step, and there's your left sweep right there. It's kind of hard to show without a person, but your goal is, if I'm pressuring, especially if I'm the person who's driving in and trying to throw the big heavy overhand, where this comes in handy is this is here like this. You can kind of do your shoulder roll motion here as you sweep that leg out a little bit. I'm not looking to take them down or anything like that. If you do, great. But you're balancing them with that shot there, so that way you can start firing up and clinch it back in on your own. So you have the box step to the kicks and the knees, and then you have a little bit of a box step to that shot there. When this is really pressured, so pressure, 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 it kind of is simultaneously. So pressure, 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 hop, back. So that would be that option. You're gonna cut back to this side here. Now, the last one would be the knee, and that just depends on how much pressure they're putting in on you. So if they're putting a ton of pressure in on me like this, and I go to do the kick, but they're already too tight, I shear back in, I re-engage for that knee. So that's gonna set you up for, if you're in our C-Lock program, that's gonna set you up for your Kinshasa-Seikos. If you're not in the C-Lock program, it still sets you up for it. But what it helps you with is this position here helps you knock them off balance. Hopefully that'll trip them a little bit, and now you can start firing back with whatever you want. So I'll set these up on the aqua bag, and then we'll close it out. So we'll get the aqua bag moving here. Now I got pressure coming at me, so I gotta go out this door. There's my box step, there's my kick. Pressure, 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 out, back, kick. Pressure, 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 out, back, knee. Pressure, 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 out, kick. Okay, that's your sweep. And pressure, 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 out, in, knee. So that is your advancing options from a retreating pattern with your stiff arm. It's not confusing at all, right? So I hope I presented this well. It's a lot harder to do without somebody in front of you as far as to help demo this. But the overall goal is, if I'm the heavy attacker here like this, and I've got somebody who's got their hand in my face or on my face, and they're backing out here like this, they need to be out this way here to hit and to attack. And then they also can shoot out this door here to be able to hit or attack. And the lead that I'm in will also dictate which ones of these work better than others as well. So for instance, this pressure, step, drag, and then hit sweep works really well if I'm chasing you down in a right lead and you happen to be in a left lead, right? It's a little bit more clunky if you don't. So anyway, I hope this helps. Have fun trying it out. One of the other things that you can definitely do is not try and deal with one of these guys and just shadow box the motions. Or here, I step, drag, here's my sweep. So enjoy shadow boxing those. If you have a partner, definitely use them. So thank you.